Hello, everyone. Welcome to the PIPCAST 3000, a bi-weekly podcast where we talk about gaming and Bethesda stuff and gaming. That's two gamings, in case you were curious about how much gaming we talk about. It's 2 times or more. I'm Caedo Genesis. These are my co-hosts, Bad Company Sarge.
Hello there.
And Jared of Red Gaming. He's back.
I'm back, baby.
And today, in this episode 106, I think that's the right number, we have another The Gamer article. This is a special one, but I won't tell you why until we get to it, because it's fun, a little cool tidbit. But first, we gotta get through the comment of the cast, and I won't stop burping, and then the news stuff. Oh my god. So let's start with the comment of the cast from the last episode where we had Jordan Breeding, Dr. Jordan Breeding, not a real doctor, formerly of Cracked, who does some really cool videos on movie franchises and stuff. But we were talking, I was trying to figure out like what the reference of the statue at Paradise Falls was in Fallout 3. We're jumping right into the Fallout 3 stuff. And like that, I thought he was a reference to the big boy because there was a big boy in like Austin Powers that was referencing like, oh, burgers at competitive prices and stuff like that. So I was trying to make that connection because they looked very similar. And Sam commented, Sarge, would you take this one?
Big Boy was an old school burger place, like Five Guys.
Yeah. So I was right. That's all really. Thank you for the comment, Sam. I think someone else left a comment too, but he had commented recently, so
we don't
Sam
care what you had to
one.
say. Blah.
We do. We just want to do one at a time because we need more commenters. I'm gonna put Sam in the list before I forget.
You're on a list now.
You're on the list.
There's a lot of people on this list. It's
There are.
long. How many pages is it? It's about 2 pages long now. It's a hefty list.
Well, I think since we've been doing the comment of the cast, that's how I've been keeping record of, who's commented, because I don't want to do doubles too many times.
Yeah, I see your Lord Ares
Too much.
and Azamor and Turquoise Gravy 7 and Timothy Duffy and Archmage 73 and Mr. Jarvis. Yeah, I see all your names.
And Ross Graham and Steeltown Eric. We know him though.
Yeah. I actually kept spotting names of people. I was like, well, I know that person. Let's try and not just go with those.
And Jaina. Okay. Anyway, we have some big news, gaming Bethesda related news first to say
I have
and cover.
no idea what it could be.
Oh my god. We finally got a release date for this year for Starfield so far. So Starfield is set to release this year, barring any other delays, on September 6th, 2023.
Woo!
So it was not in the predicted first half of the year.
Ooh.
They pushed that back
Yep.
even further to me and Sarge's disappointment.
Mine too.
And Jared's disappointment, sorry.
I play games.
We'll just say everybody's disappointment.
The trailer as well was especially cruel for those of us who aren't American, because it gave the date in purely numerical form. And it was 09/06/23, which meant, sweet, only a few more months left and then Starfield's out. It's coming out on the 6th month, right? The month's in the middle. Thanks, America. You got our hopes up.
Yep,
We did it again.
that's what we do. That's what we do. We get people excited and let them down.
Oh.
That's
God. It hurts because it's true.
I'm angry because it's right.
Yeah, we got about 5.5 months to wait
Yeah.
until Starfield's out.
All of summer.
Yep. But during the summer, there will also be a Starfield Direct or something along those lines, where they're going to go over. It's that 4-month thing that they kind of did with. I think they did that with 76 and Fallout 4. Like, where they once it hit that 4-month gap before, like, they just dumped a whole bunch of information and like stuff. So
Hopefully more like actual gameplay instead of just like some guy watching it on the TV in the background.
yeah.
I mean, we got actual gameplay. It was just very small and partially obstructed.
I want
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. I want more dialogue and character building stuff. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see character creation. I want to see the beginning of the game.
I want spoilers for every quest.
Every spoiler,
Yeah.
all of them. I want a list of all the unique items in the presentation.
Yep.
That'd make my job so much easier.
I mean, kind of, but I feel like the rewards for your job will be a lot worse as well.
Mm-hmm. Because people just go to the trailer.
Yeah. I am glad we're getting a direct that's not too far away to wait. Because it at least means I can be like, okay, couple of months till the direct, that's fine. I'll be able to wait till that. And then it'll only be like a few months till Starfield. It makes the longer wait seem less dire.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I say the date for the direct? I don't know if I did.
June 11th?
June 11th, yes. So, we'll see a lot more information about Starfield then. And then only have 4 months to go till it's out, hopefully. I still don't know how I feel, because this
3
is
months.
almost a full year after the initial, like, announced release date for Starfield. So, because it was November, was it like November 11th,
Yeah.
2022 was the initial Starfield release date.
Yeah, so it's coming
they
out
pushed-
about 10 months later.
Pushed it back quite a ways. Yeah, hope this is the real one, for real.
Yeah.
But like I don't like rushing them either, because I want it to work when it comes out too. So please make sure it works. I'm sure that's part of what they were doing over the last year. But
Yeah. I mean, considering the fact we have actually seen a decent bit of gameplay and stuff already, and they're not just rushing to release it, I'd say is probably a good sign. Because they clearly have working and playable stuff going on, but they're giving themselves months and months to get everything properly working. Which I'm sure is them trying to make sure they don't do a Cyberpunk or a Fallout 76, where the game gets dunked on because it's buggy and broken at launch.
It's almost like game developers doing what game developers are supposed to do.
what? So that's an RPG that we're looking forward to. Sarge.
No, you're doing the transition for this one.
You can't just hand it off as
You
like
can't
a
just
relay
say it.
race.
So that's an RPG we're hoping for this year, but it's not something you would call a JRPG, nor is, according to some, this a term that really needs to be used anymore. Yeah. So this was a fun and interesting topic. That Yoshi P, I think he's the director of Final Fantasy XIV. He was in an interview with SkillUp not too long ago, and got into the nitty-gritty about how the term JRPG is more like a non-term at this point, because Japanese developed games can represent the quote-unquote Western style now, and vice versa. And around the time where JRPG was coined, it was also used as somewhat of a derogatory term, because people, especially in the US, really enjoyed things like the classic Baldur's Gate, the original Fallouts, and stuff like that. But there was always some sort of negative connotation or extra nerdiness kind of attached to like, oh, that guy likes JRPGs kind of thing. That guy's a weeb, you know? So they got into the discussion of why JRPG shouldn't, is probably not the best term to describe something purely based on mechanics and aesthetics and that kind of thing, because gaming development and stuff like that is, as a whole, is kind of iterative on even other styles of games now. So long story short, the interview kind of topic veered towards like me burping a lot for one, but also just calling them RPGs. Like keeping it nice and simple and just calling them RPGs, because this is like the only instance that I can think of, and that probably most people even like think of on a day-to-day basis, that region is an important part only in this context.
Oh no, I can think of some straight away.
Oh,
Like,
okay, go ahead.
music is the big one for me. Like J-rock, K-pop, Britpop, stuff like that you hear all the time. Where because a country or region has like quite an iconic sound to it, or a specific process that it goes through, it gets its own like subgenre thing. And that's how I've always viewed JRPG.
Which is... Did you listen to the interview?
Yeah.
But I was referring to games in general, not music.
Okay.
Is there any like game genre otherwise that is coined with its region first over, you know, what the genre of the game actually is? Because I can't think of any.
No, I can't think of a game one.
And I that's part of what Yoshi P wanted to drive home, is that Japan specifically is not only singled out, but was also used as more of an insult when it was coined, which is why he's trying to kind of move away from that term, because now you have Japanese developers. FromSoft is brought up as a good example of, they make action RPGs, but these games are made in Japan, but they're not JRPGs. So it's one of those things where like even though, you know, some things are made in that region, they're not representative of that assumption that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
So it, you know, it's one of those things that's worth thinking about at the very least. I'm going to try to work that out of my vocabulary and just call them RPGs, turn-based RPGs, anime RPGs. I could use that. Like, because I think there's plenty of descriptors that are less derogatory in that sense, that we can use, because we have plenty of words to work with, and genres are constantly, you know, being added and changed.
I will say, as a side point, I'd love for there to be a lot more subgenres of RPG that we can refer to, because RPG in and of itself is way too broad.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, just role-playing game doesn't really tell you much. Like, you can get an idea sometimes, but that's wrong. I think like, I did a test a while ago where you can go on your Steam library, and yeah, RPG is a genre, and in that I've got stuff like Arcania, Assassin's Creed, Atom RPG, Bioshock, Borderlands, Conan Exiles, Dark Souls, Death Trash, Deus Ex, Dishonored, all of the Elder Scrolls games, the Fallout games, but then I got like Far Cry and the Final Fantasies and Gothic and Grim Dawn and Hero Siege and Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris is an RPG.
Well, you have to look at the meaning of RPG. It means role-playing game. It means you're taking on the role of a character, which literally is like every game you play. So technically, every game, whether it's with the exception of maybe like strategy games, because you're taking on the role of, you know, many characters, but like first-person shooter
I've
game.
got a strategy game in here. Total War Warhammer is classed as an RPG by Steam.
Yeah, but the thing is with Steam is people can... It's kind of like a wiki, or people can kind of suggest tags for games. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate or anything like that.
I like adding an extra like an extra adjective / descriptor just at the beginning, because like like the Elder Scrolls games are almost explicitly in first person. I mean, you can go to third person camera, but it's kind of garbage.
I mean, that's
but
a subjective thing. I know
you can say
prefer the third person.
you can say first person RPG,
Right.
and then that kind of hones in on what people assume they're going to be playing.
See, I think that's a bad one for like Elder Scrolls and stuff because it is first and third person.
Multi-person RPG. But I
Do
kind
you
of
want to add the and third person to
No,
your
I
descriptor?
I wouldn't describe it as first person and third person because it's got two different viewpoints. Like isometric, I get because you're not playing in different camera modes. But one of the best points about like a lot of the Bethesda open world RPGs, which is what I normally refer to them as, is that you get these two camera perspectives, which is different from a lot of games.
I don't know.
I kind of feel like the is kind of contradictory to this topic of using JRPG, because if we can label one thing as one thing and we can't label this one thing as one thing, I don't know about you guys, but I never once growing up did I ever hear JRPG as a derogatory term. Maybe it's different perspectives, maybe from their perspective making games in Japan, and maybe hearing
It's definitely a different perspective, but the thing is too, like, if you're not the person, making the thing, you also don't directly experience it. If you're someone who's just, consuming the thing, then that is a little bit different.
I mean, there is somewhere where he says that it like will depend on kind of who you ask, and he does reference that like 15 years ago it was like seem more negative, but it's got more of a positive over time sort of thing. But obviously, if you've been in the industry for a while, you remember that.
That, and also one of the things that was linked in a different video that I watched. I can't remember. It might have been a Gymquisition video, which you got to be in the right headspace for a lot of those because it's really harsh reality kind of stuff for gaming. But there was a clip of Phil Fish on a panel not long ago. I would like to say, in the last decade, I think, like just bashing Japan in general. Whoa. Okay, so there is more context, but we're gonna stay in this news topic for a long time if I keep going with it. Because there's not only comments from Phil Fish at GDC saying, quote, "I'm sorry, Japanese guy, it was a bit rough. Your country's games are effing terrible nowadays."
Yeah, that's
directly
bad.
to a question by an Asian person, because they had an open mic. I can't find the clip, but you can probably find GDC like Phil Fish panel and see him saying these words out of his face, which is awful. But that was used specifically as an example, and that was only in, God, it doesn't say the date on it either. Gosh dang it. But then Keiji Inafune of Capcom in 2010 said the Japanese game industry was lagging 5 years behind the West. So there is nuance to this topic specifically. Weren't good games under JRPG, like, weren't they still coming out by 2010? I don't know. It's complex. It's a complex topic, but it got us talking. So I think it did its job. Should we move on?
I tried to look up like different RPGs in 2010, and I've heard of basically none of these. So let's move on.
Okay. Something else that I guess could be considered an RPG, but it's more of a survival game. Valheim. Something Jared and I play but Sarge hates.
Yeah, regrettably hates, I'd like to say. Like, I was surprised how much I really didn't get on with it.
But Valheim is now available on Xbox platforms and Game Pass. Game Pass for PC and Xbox Game Pass. So, if you've been wanting to try Valheim and have been interested in a survival game that came out and has consistently been in a working, wonderful, fun to explore state. Now you have more options to play it on. And I think it has been cross-platform for a while too. So if somebody's running a server from PC, you can probably join it from Xbox as well. So, but yeah, Valheim is available on Xbox stuff now. So check it out if you're interested in like survival games.
Yep. Even as someone that didn't enjoy it, I'd say if you've got Game Pass, give it a try. You can always just uninstall it if you don't have fun.
Yeah.
That's just because you like Game Pass.
I do.
We do.
I got it again, and I still don't. I
do think it's very much the kind of thing where if you like use it a lot, it's great. Otherwise, it's just one of those subscriptions where why is there money coming out of my bank account every month?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
kind of how it is.
I actually got it because I wanted to play Atomic Heart.
Oh yeah, that's what I played it on.
Yeah, I played a good hour of it, and then uninstalled it.
Yep. I think I did an hour and a half.
So you both did that? Dang it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this isn't the topic, but gosh darn, the dialogue in that game, come on, dude.
I know.
It's so bad.
I know.
I've never in the history of gaming, have ever stopped playing a game because the dialogue was so cringy that it was hurting my soul. And that game did it in spades. And
I was streaming it, so I talked over most of the dialogue, which is probably why I made an extra half hour than you.
Yep.
It was a 50-50 game for me. Definitely.
It's a beautiful game, though.
Like it's like the world is great.
Yeah.
I saw some of the weapons in the trailers. I didn't do a lot of the extra stuff, which allows you to upgrade your weapons to be absurd. So I didn't really get to play around with the wacky, like Ratchet and Clanky like weapons, but they looked like a lot of fun. The soundtrack, freaking amazing.
But can we mention the fact that at least from the hour that I played, which I get is not that much, there's not a single Russian accent in that game.
It
takes place in
English.
Russia.
Yeah.
And, Russians can speak English. And I just wanted to hear at least one.
I think there were actually a couple, like, later.
I hope so, because I was just like, why are they, and no offense to the British, why are they all English? All the accents are English. Like, this is Soviet Empire that never happened.
I think it's because British accents are easy.
No. We don't want easy, we want authentic.
It's authentic. I mean, you can play with, Russian dubs and subtitles.
Someone mod it. Fix that game.
It's not a mod. I think you can just do it.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't speak Russian though. I just wanted to hear an accent spoken in English. I don't know. This is me.
Yeah, I think there's a couple scientist characters who do have specifically like Russian accents.
That's good. That's good.
But it was a broad spectrum on the English language side of the game. Of mostly,
except for your main character, which is just like cliche, typical Chad American.
He's got a Chad American accent. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's not even the topic.
Anyway, no, it's fine.
I've been wanting to talk about it, but I've been gone. I know. So I haven't been able.
You haven't been here, so this is your window to rant about Atomic Heart. So thank you, because I had things to say about it, but I'm also the only one here that played and beat it. So
yeah.
there's some things missing in that game that tell me that it's a AA game where it's trying to look like and play like a AAA game. Like the lack of on-screen damage indicators is like the biggest gripe for me, because once you're able to explore a bit more, like the shrubbery and like density of buildings and stuff like that make it really difficult to find out where you're getting shot from. Maybe I'm just an old person at this point when it comes to shooters, but I like
red in the bottom left corner. It came from behind and to the left.
Nope. Nope. You just take damage. It's like I mean, Fallout resolved that by having the compass, which is they show the red blips, but you don't even get that in Atomic Heart. So
yeah,
it needed something. Anyway, enough credit. Again, the soundtrack is amazing. I bought that separately. It is incredible. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. If you like Mick Gordon, if you like Jeffrey Day and his very heavy metal like synthy soundtracky kind of stuff. They use like older Russian folk songs and pop songs and stuff like that and turn them into metal masterpieces. So if that's something you're interested in, please get the Atomic Heart soundtrack because it's amazing. Anyway, something else that's amazing for getting games that you probably won't play is the spring sale on Steam.
Yay!
It's up and happening, and I don't know how long it's happening. Have you guys purchased anything yet?
Nope.
On the Steam spring sale? Well, this is gonna be a short news topic then.
Sorry. And it goes to March 23rd.
Yes.
I mean,
goes
Caedo,
to-
did you buy stuff?
I looked at a few things, but the things on my wish list are not really slashed in price as much as I would like them to be. I guess one of the best ones is Triangle Strategy, but it's 50% off, but they're still charging full price normally, so it's $30. And I was like, I don't know. So, Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters, that's one I do want to get. I think I might actually get that one though while this sale's going, because that's another turn-based something that I've heard good things about.
Yeah. It's the one that plays in the kind of XCOM style, isn't it?
Yeah. So I saw Mortismal Gaming. Shout out to him and his YouTube channel, because he really goes to completion on these games, and it's ridiculous. Saying good things about it that really made me want to play it and customize my Space Marines and shoot aliens and chaos and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, Warhammer.
Well, I have actually bought/pre-ordered one Warhammer thing, which is the Forge of Chaos Dwarves DLC for Total War Warhammer 3.
Oh,
Look at that.
nice.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank
This
you,
is
Sarge.
a transition to our next topic. So, the Chaos Dwarves are coming to Warhammer 3. In the Warhammer Fantasy world, Chaos Dwarves barely exist, but they're really, really cool. Think of just your classic dwarf kind of archetype, and then make them evil, demon-worshipping people. And you got a Chaos Dwarf.
Nice.
They do have extra lore to it, which is kind of horrifying, so I won't go into a lot of it. But they're great. They've got like orcs and goblins in their roster as well. They've got lots of like monstrous beasts and chaotic things. They've got magic, which is weird for dwarves to have, but really cool. They seem really cool. This is probably the last Warhammer 3 DLC I'll be buying for a while, because, money and stuff.
Yes.
But this one I just couldn't resist, because they're going like an expanded economy kind of thing, and they seem to play in a really different way. And I figure this comes out on April 13th, I believe. Let me double check that. April 13th it comes out. So I figure this will probably be the last thing I buy until Redfall launches on May. So I'll play that till Redfall comes out, then I'll cover Redfall for a bit, then we've got the Starfield Direct thingy, and then I'll just bide my time replaying with the Chaos Dwarves until Starfield comes out. So that's how I was able to justify the purchase.
Nice. Have you been still playing Total War Warhammer 3 on your extra time?
I mean, I had a little bit, yeah. I've not had a ton of time, and I've had other games I've been playing, and lots of work I've been doing. But yeah, I've played a little bit of it. I did recently start up a dwarf campaign as well, so it's going to be nice having the contrast between the regular dwarves and the Chaos Dwarves when that comes about. Yeah, still been having fun with it. It's a very good game. Like, I really enjoy it. It's easy to sink the time in.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it. I keep either algorithms listening to me or just because you've kind of willed it to happen, I keep getting recommended Total War Warhammer 3 on like Steam and stuff now.
Yeah. I mean, it did have a free play weekend last weekend, I think, as well.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's been on sale a few times.
what the real question is why aren't Caedo and Jared playing it all the time too?
I mean, you guys just aren't as cool as me. We have to accept that sometimes.
Wow. Fine. That's fine. That's cool.
Disagree. Disagree. I actually kind of like, so like when I grew up, you know what games I had? I had StarCraft, Warcraft, Command and Conquer. I played like strategy and real-time strategy till like my eyes were bleeding because that's all I had. You know, I didn't have like access to every game I wanted, so it's like these are the games I got, and these are the games you're ever gonna get. And I just, to this day, I don't enjoy strategy games anymore. Like I burnt myself out on them so bad when I was younger because that's all I had. That even to like I can appreciate a lot of things about those games, like especially like the Total War games. Like dig the idea and the concept. Like it's really cool, but like actually sitting down and doing all that, I'm just like, no, not for me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean I'm not cool.
Nice bringing it back.
Well, fortunately, there's a game we'll all play together, I'm sure, which is Redfall.
What?
Yeah. And then we'll all be uncool.
Yeah.
We're gonna play that together?
Maybe.
I would like to. That'd be nice.
Would also like to.
Yeah.
I figure it's multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's on Gamepass, and if you
Yeah.
picked
Yeah,
up
like-
Gamepass again,
My brain still has this disconnect where it's just like, oh, Jared was here like 2 weeks ago, where like you were actually not here for a while. We talked about it. Yeah, we would like to maybe.
Yeah. I've been wanting to play with you guys since we did friggin' Vermintide.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, and this is a good evolution from that, I think.
For sure.
So, yeah, let's freaking do it. See if we can get Eddie to escape his work schedule for a few.
yeah. Redfall launches on May 2nd, I believe. Yeah, May 2nd. And I found out the other day that
I
I'm
wrote
actually...
on the outline.
Oh, well done. That I'm actually dog sitting and stuff from May 5th for like a week. So I basically have 3 days just to intensely play the game, and then I'm away from my computer and home for a week
Oh
or
no!
so, which is slightly annoying timing.
But you're getting to pet a dog.
I am.
Yes, and
So
And everyone loves dogs, right, Sarge?
I have seen.
yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you did or not. I was trying to bait you into it.
Let me.
Oh, I assumed it was a dig at Caedo.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
Caedo
know
doesn't
what
like
Caedo's
dogs?
done.
I'm the dog meat hater. Is
Oh,
who I
that's
am.
right. Well, that's,
Yeah,
you know...
yeah.
But real dogs are, you know...
Real dogs are different.
I mean, I treat dog meat like he's my real dog because I'm not
Also-
a monster, but...
I've really appreciated the photos that Sarge's sister has sent me of Scoob.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, this is an adorable dog.
She'll sometimes will just be hanging out and she'll go, I haven't sent Caedo a Scooby photo in a while, and then just panic send one.
Your sister's awesome. Just to throw
She'll
it out there.
appreciate that. 1 second, let me timestamp it so I can send this podcast to her.
Okay. I'll just timestamp it in the outline so you can just get it.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be different with all the editing and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, well, back to Redfall. A story trailer dropped.
Yes.
And honestly, there's nothing in here where I'm like, yeah, that's amazing. But it's nice to know that there's a bit of a narrative. There's boss fights, which we all love, right?
Yeah. Come on, Jared. Get hype.
Oh, hype is my middle name.
I'm actually curious. Have you played like multiplayer boss fights much before?
I mean, we played Monster Hunter, dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And I got wrecked.
Yeah,
But I
mean,
had
to
fun.
be fair, you and I were both like starting out in that game, right?
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever played
Yeah.
it. But again,
So
I had fun though because you know, misery loves company.
It's a completely different dynamic too, like when you're playing with friends. But like Vermintide had bosses, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
feel like the
bosses.
Vermintide bosses weren't super bossy. I always want to describe them as like,
I mean, they're not really, but
yeah,
you
they feel
know.
more like mini bosses than full fledged ones.
Mhm.
It's just like, oh, here's a tough enemy you'll need to all focus on for a while.
Yeah.
No, I mean, overall, the story trailer looks nice, and I'm reassured that this is also going to be fairly decent in single player, because that's
Yeah.
how I'm going to be playing most of it. Like, obviously, I want to do the multiplayer campaign with you guys, but because I'm away a few days after, the first few days, I'm probably just going to single player live stream and record videos permanently for all of that. And I want Matt to be good as well. Yeah, it is looking promising, but I think I'm honestly not sure if I'd be excited about it if it wasn't on Game Pass. Because I feel like I'm kind of on the fence, but because I'm already part of this subscription service, I'm like, oh yeah, I get to play this, I'm excited. Whereas otherwise, I feel like I'd be, yeah, I'll see what reviews say, I'll see how it launches and stuff, I'll wait for some updates.
Yeah. Therein lies the beauty part of Game Pass. You're already paying for it,
Yep.
and you're not
Yeah.
going
Yes.
out of your pocket special $70 for a game you may or may not enjoy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, the way I look at it as well is if there's 2 new games that I play and would have bought that are on Game Pass, it's pretty much paid for itself. Which, yes, this year, Redfall, Starfield, boom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Starfield will be
Easy
on Game
peasy.
Pass too because it's Microsoft.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Ooh. Minecraft Villager. I don't play Minecraft, but that's what I get compared to all the time. So
That was me eating in Minecraft. It's not very good. I haven't played
as
Minecraft
we're
in years.
devolving into cubes.
Yeah, I'm currently making the sound of the block.
It's just a yeah. Good job.
just a block, nice. something else that's nice, is a surprise update that happened with Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. This is like Sarge's game.
Just favorite game.
It's his favoriteest game.
I actually checked Steam once you sent this to me to be like, oh, there's no download for this. And then I remembered I uninstalled it a while back.
I had it uninstalled too. Like when we went out to the post office yesterday, it took the whole time we were gone and then some to install. Yeah, the Re-Reckoning version is not a small game.
Which is a surprise because it doesn't look that much better than the original game. That's right, I said it. I said it.
No, you're 100%
no.
right.
That's what, art styles, something stylistic in that way. That it's hard to remaster something like that.
Yeah, like,
'Cause you don't-
technically it's better, but by such a small amount that who cares, mostly.
Yeah,
It's
just want the game to work good.
it's hard to remake that kind of game, but you know what isn't hard is them charging us extra for it. So
Yeah.
You make a good
Oh,
point.
As a very quick aside, Spacer's Choice, we talked about it a bit, didn't we? But weren't there, like, tons of issues when the
Yes,
new edition
yes,
launched?
there were.
Which was crazy. Because I feel
Yeah.
like the internet as a whole was kind of on the fence. Some people being like, how dare they charge for a remaster so soon after? And other people being like, no, it's just a paid patch. Wait, it's a paid patch? And, like, people
Paid
very much
patch.
like, well, it seemed that if you hadn't bought the game but were interested in the game, this was great. But if you had cashed out on the game already, then it was terrible. And I think the fact that it had, like, a bad remaster / patch launch has put it firmly in the negative in general for people.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, I've been considering, because at this point there's several games you can play a low intelligence run on. And I was thinking about maybe, since there's time, maybe starting a series to do that in multiple games. And the Outer Worlds low intelligence dialogue is hilarious because it's Obsidian. But if Spacer's Choice doesn't work, if I install it, it doesn't work, then I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put forth the extra effort if it's not functioning the way it needs to.
If you do low intelligence game, can you name your character, and can you name him Grog?
I'll since it starts with a G, I'll have his last name be Grog.
Okay.
Because it's usually a play on the word Caedo.
Right.
Or it's K-Dumb is one that I go with a lot, or K-Dingus. But it could just be a word that starts with C, you know, crappy Grog or something. I don't know. I'll workshop it.
You do you, man.
Anyway, Kingdoms of
fingers,
Amalur.
Yeah, fingers crossed the Kingdoms of Amalur update will have a better kind of reception and release than Space Choice did.
This is funny because I played through it.
What? When did this even come out? Oh,
Yesterday.
It was on Friday. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
What's it like?
Well, you find a note from the hottie of the game, Aylin Shear. She's one of my video game crushes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sound so defeated.
I mean,
like you're in the confessional and
no, it's because I can't think of any other character I've heard you, like any other video game character I've heard you talk about having a crush on, but anytime Amalur comes up, I feel like you're like, and Aylin, she is really pretty.
It's my own fault too, because like she is designed that way. She is designed specifically to be a hottie.
Yeah.
That will slit your throat.
I also want to complain a tiny bit, because there's 2 photos we get of characters in like Aylin Shear's armor, and one of them's in the snow, and her armor is not designed for the snow. You are going to get frostbite all over.
Yep.
Snow it isn't. Okay.
Carry on. What's it actually like?
Oh, okay, so what it is that it's a short quest to get a set of Aylin Shear's armor, which is displayed in the Steam update. It is a breadcrumby kind of thing where you read a note from her, which is referencing like the main story and how much she cares about the Fateless One or whatever. So she's like, go meet me at Arden's, or I left a note for you at Arden's hut, which is the first place you meet her. So you go there, follow the quest marker, and then you find another note, and then she's like, oh, go to this place that we, met up and fought some enemies or whatever. So it's about 4 of those. Go to this place, do this thing. There are 2 dungeons that were added, but it's very much an Amalur dungeon experience. So
Yeah.
a lot of feeling like it's kind of copy pasted a little bit. And there's some enemies that are used in a couple of spots that were the ones that were chasing Aylin Shear at some point. I haven't played the story in a while, so like the White Palm or something like that. So you fight a few of those, but by the end, yes, the end dungeon final chest, you find Aylin Shear's armor, and it is OP.
Oh.
That's it. It's designed for finesse characters, obviously. So if you're not a finesse character, you're probably either going to respec or you won't get as many benefits out of it. The armor itself has a combo system attached to it. If you're using specific abilities and getting crits, you gain combo points, and the combo points affect how certain abilities perform depending on the armor piece you're wearing. So like if you're using, I think it's like the leg pieces or something like that, if you're using the little landmine, like chuck out landmine attack that finesse characters have, it has a bonus to damage or something, or bonus to stun, which is crazy. I was wearing the Fatesworn armor set from the Fatesworn DLC, and her armor was stronger.
Oh man.
So I was just like, why do I even need this? And it wasn't yellow either, like sets are. Like it didn't have set bonuses, but it's understandably why, because each piece has a different bonus for a different finesse ability. So it's designed to be like complementary to whatever you're wearing.
Okay.
So yeah, and also I regret not having a female character, because the male character, he's a little more covered up, unfortunately. So I'm sorry if you enjoy ogling male characters in Kingdoms of Amalur. it's a bit of a diminishing return, and I'm sorry. So
You should apologize, Caedo.
I did.
It's all your
But-
fault.
Dare you?
But for free update, as a representative of Kingdoms of Amalur
Oh.
Re-Reckoning, I I will say it is a free update. It was just a little surprise drop from them, which was nice.
Yeah.
So
It has been quite cool them doing these surprise drops, because I
Yeah.
think it was December. Oh yeah, it's got it at the bottom. December we had arena mode, which is like another free update thing.
Yep.
Apparently there was a patch in June, which is just like fixing some stuff, and they've obviously done this update just this week. I'm glad to see they haven't like abandoned the game, because
Yeah.
they could have just remastered it. That they'd already said they were doing the DLC, which they did and got money for, but after that they could have just been like, and we're done. But instead they've been keeping up with it for over a year since the DLC launch, so good on them.
yeah,
Or they could make a sequel.
I'd really like a sequel, or
So-
even
I
just
would too.
another game in that kind of world.
Yeah. As much as I make fun of it, like I enjoyed the heck out of that game. It's a
Yeah.
long game.
Oh yes.
And that's what I like out of a open world RPG.
yeah.
The longness.
The length and girth of
Whoa!
the RPG.
Caedo, calm down.
What? Whoa!
You've been playing with mods again, haven't you?
I don't mod my games like someone I know. No, I'm just thinking about Aileen Shear. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, if they took off any more clothes of her, it would probably be a super like heavy R-rated game, which it turns out Starfield is
Before-
going to be rated R18 plus. No, Caedo, don't stop me from the transition. I'm so happy with it.
Dang.
What is it, Caedo? What's your before about?
I'm sorry. I wanted you to read back the message that I sent you when I sent you the link to the update for Re-Reckoning.
I mean, can we broadcast that? It's
Whoa. Caedo.
surprise update to Amalur. Aileen Shear lost her clothes, and I replied with 3 dots.
Because that's she talks about it in the notes a whole bunch, like oh man, I should be running around without these clothes, and it's like it's not just me saying it, like it's being very cheeky in the game. Sorry, we can go back to Starfield now.
Well,
Speaking of cheeky, cheeks is one thing you're not gonna see in Starfield.
hey,
Yeah, 2 segues. Yeah, good job, guys. Way to salvage it.
So Starfield's already got a like age rating over in Australia, and in Australia they tend to be quite strict with their ratings and stuff. And I've got a PC Gamer article which kind of delves into that. And while it has been rated R18 plus, which is obviously you got to be 18 or older, that kind of thing, the violence is like kind of restricts it to adults, but would only have been a MA mature 15 plus rating. It's like drug use is what gets it into the high impact.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's going to be chems, space chems. I'm sure we're having.
nah.
However,
Space
the
jet.
Psychotropic fish.
Yes.
That's the thing. We're gonna be snorting fish.
Whoa.
but
Yep.
we do have like a little graphic thing which shows that it's very mild impact on nudity and none on sex. So yeah, it looks like there's not going to be any whoa war kind of moments in the game.
Wow. Cool me down.
So there's gonna be a gratuitous shower scene, but above the shoulders.
Yeah, that's probably about as much as we're getting. I think the joke they do in here is, yeah, maybe we'll just see a flash of ankle.
Ooh.
'Cause,
Ooh.
yeah, very mild impact on the nudity, as opposed to there's mild, moderate, strong, and high. So all it's not covered is none, which means you can probably see some character skin at some point.
Yep.
But yeah, just a tiny bit of information we're getting about Starfield due to the age ratings, and the article does talk a bit as well about how like shotgunning someone in the face is perfectly fine, but the second you show a nipple, it's like, whoa, we gotta make sure no one sees this
We
game
got
anymore.
children here.
Yeah.
Now pick up that shotgun and blow that guy away.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is anyone really surprised by this, though? I mean, like, Bethesda's not really have a track record of having that kind of stuff in their games anyways, do they?
Not particularly, no. And
A lot of the time it's implied in fade to black kind of
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
It's not like
But beyond
Mass
that, not
Effect,
really.
you know, or...
Yeah.
no, like, there's... I mean, they even mentioned in the article as well some other developers who, like, get rid of certain elements and stuff. Like, Wasteland 3, I think they removed Rocky Mountain Moongrass.
That's a game I play.
So, yep. In order to stop the game being banned in Australia. Because certain countries can be a lot stricter on certain things.
Yep.
So, there's a lot of, when you're making the game, be like, oh, okay, well, we want this to be available in as many countries as possible, so what do we need to cut so that you'll sell it?
Makes sense.
Was it Australia too that like when Fallout 3 came out, they were the ones that were like, no, you can't have morphine. Then they renamed it
Probably.
Med-X. I think that
That would make sense.
that might have been an Australian ratings thing.
Yeah. I cannot confirm it, but it tracks with the general theme of it.
Yeah.
So no wacky tobacco?
No wacky tobacco.
Only space tobacco. Or maybe introduce into the system in a weird way, like I don't know, maybe you lick the psychotropic fish. I don't know.
That's not
Yes,
less
I'm sure
weird.
that's what the Australian government and stuff has a problem with.
Yes.
Well, considering the things that if you lick like 90% of anything in Australia, you'll die. I mean,
So that's a different side of the ratings board. It's like, is this implied poisoning? Don't lick the spiders there. Don't do it.
the spiders lick you there, man. Come on.
You know, somewhere that has spiders is Borderlands. Spider ants, anyway. So, Assault on Dragon Keep is free on March 24th.
Wow.
I like how you just went dead silent for me to just flounder with my segue. Thanks, Sarge.
One slight correction there. It's free until March 24th.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Yes.
on Steam you can pick up Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, which is a Borderlands 2 DLC, which is like Dungeons and Dragons but Borderlands. And it's completely free, and I super recommend it.
And it's standalone.
Yeah.
This is
don't need the
this
base
is
game.
something they made standalone, and also what inspired Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which a lot of us don't even think about anymore.
Man, I was thinking about it just the other day, actually.
Oh,
I was thinking, man, why couldn't they have released some good DLC for that game so it wouldn't have been marred so bad? Or even just no DLC for that game.
yeah.
Like, if Wonderlands came out and there was no DLC for it, I feel like more people would be interested in it. But
Or just actually make it D&D even a little bit more. I don't know about you guys. It was mostly a lot of pop references and movie references, especially to Lord of the Rings. And as I've had to remind people, Lord of the Rings is not Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah,
So there's very little in the way of D&D in a game that's supposed to be heavily referenced by D&D.
yeah, it's
That,
very
to
much
me-
Borderlands first with like a D&D skin over the top.
With you get to roll some dice occasionally, and that's pretty much where the D&D similarities end. And it was extremely disappointing. It was still kind of fun, but still disappointing.
We should roll to hit.
Oh no!
Well,
no!
technically, technically, in role-playing games, you kind of are in the background.
I just did. Sarge recently did a. It was one of your recent videos where you talked about Morrowind.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna add it into the what we've been working on, so I'll talk about it
Okay.
there.
All right.
Cool. It's my favorite.
Yeah, you're not gonna like what he has to say.
That's okay. I know what he's going to say. It's what everyone always says, usually.
Nope. I got a hot take video which most people actually enjoyed, and a few people were very angry.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much.
Is it
But
really
anyway.
a your kind of video if there's not some people who are just outrageously angry about what you have to say?
I
Oh
don't.
my god.
We'll talk about it later. For
Okay,
now,
okay.
just hey, if you want to pick up this game, you can do. We should probably get on to the actual topic, which a lot of people are here
Yeah.
for.
Woo.
A list about New Vegas. Thank you,
Yay.
extra couple of hundred viewers who tuned in just for this.
Yeah,
We
you're
appreciate
here for
you
New
being here.
Vegas. This is all the New Vegas you get on my channel for a while, haha. Because I'm playing Fallout 3.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yep. Disappointment. Everybody unsub. Fallout New Vegas 15 best unique armor items and where to find them. In parentheses, posted on The Gamer by Charles Berger. I think we have looked at a couple of his lists before.
Oh, most definitely.
He's written 1,146 articles, so statistically we should have seen at least a couple of the ones he's written.
Yeah, that seems likely.
Yeah. So, I will start us off with the first couple of paragraphs, and then we can jump into the list. Fallout New Vegas has some pretty durable armor scattered across its map. Here's where you can find the best of them. Fallout New Vegas has some amazing weapons and armor for players to find. The NCR have their iconic Ranger armor, while Caesar's Legion has the unique armor designed for melee combat. These armor sets are scattered throughout the Mojave Desert, but there are more unique items that offer special bonuses or are really good for their archetype. Because of their uniqueness, most are tied to hidden quests or obscure locations throughout the Mojave and its DLC locations. Whether the armor boosts a player's survivability or makes them better at shooting, there are 15 best unique armor pieces players can find in Fallout New Vegas, along with where to find each item. Updated October 6th, 2020 by Charles Berger. With so many armor sets to choose from Fallout New Vegas, it can be difficult to figure out which body and helmet combination works best. Listing 10 entries wasn't going to cut just how diverse the game's apparel can be. With that in mind, here are 5 additional picks that can benefit melee characters, light armor builds, as well as those that want to use power armor a little earlier than normal. On to the first one, number 15. Jared, would you like to take us in?
Oh, would I? Number 15, Explorer's Gear. This unique set of armor is found on Orion Moreno, an Enclave remnant that players can find in his house at Sharecropper Farms. The armor he carries is light and valuable. The Explorer set grants a respectable 8 damage threshold while only weighing a measly 3 pounds. It also grants a bonus to the melee weapon and gun skills by 2 points, increasing the effectiveness of those weapons. It looks cool, has reasonable DT, and grants additional bonuses to set it apart from the other items in New Vegas.
Wow.
And I totally remember it.
They started off with kind of an obscure one, because you can miss him, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Like permanently miss him? Like if you don't encounter him, you just never will?
I wouldn't say permanently, like he is kind of like just stashed away in one of the houses in that area. And in most cases you won't really need to interact with him unless you're doing Arcade's companion quest. Because I don't think he has any other dialogue-y stuff. Is there an NCR quest tied to like talking to him? I don't remember. But this far into the game too, if you're following normal progression, 8 damage threshold is not very much at this point of the game. So I included it in my unique armor and apparel guide, but this is apparel. So, but it's a good solid 15, I guess, because it has bonuses to melee and guns, and it looks cool. Rule of cool, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, isn't it the Fallout 3 thingy? I can't remember the name of it.
The Fallout 3 immersion?
It's a set you get in Fallout 3, which is quite common and on a lot of raiders, which I can't remember the name of. It looks exactly the same, right?
It looks similar, yeah.
Slightly. Okay, it's a slight difference then. Looks the same in my memory, at least, to the Fallout 3 set.
I'm thinking like veteran armor?
I'm thinking like mercenary, veteran, shooter.
Mercenary veteran?
It's some kind of name. I can't remember the name. It looks cool. It's got like bullet strings.
Bandoliers.
Strings.
Bandoliers. Thank you. I can't remember the name of anything right now.
If you need to know about guns and ammo, just ask an American.
Merc. It's the Merc outfit in Fallout 3.
Okay, the Merc outfit.
Oh wait, is it? This is Fallout New Vegas. What the frick?
Dude, don't cross the streams.
I crossed the stream. Sorry. We should go on the next one. Sarge, can you start on the next one?
Before we go on to this next one, I've got to ask, because Caedo was like, "Oh, I've got a secret motive for putting this list on," and it's not become apparent yet, and that's all I can think about.
I'm gonna leave it as a surprise.
Ooh.
Okay, so it's gonna show up, though, right?
It's gonna show up.
Okay.
We're not there yet.
I'm just gonna walk blind and see what happens.
Okay.
So at 14, we have the hazmat suit and cowl. This set of clothing is typically disregarded because of how weak it is. Great start. But the bonuses it grants to resistances and night vision should not be overlooked. The hazmat suit and cowl are obtainable from the Old World Blues DLC at the hazmat testing ground, requiring the sonic emitter to gain access. The helmet provides a permanent night vision effect while equipped, letting players see anything that lurks in the shadows. The armor grants 11 damage threshold and a lightweight 18 units. It also grants 85 poison resistance, meaning that players can take the poison damage from any high level Cazador or Scroprion.
What?
Scroprian. Is it supposed to be Scorpion?
Scorpion? I'm
Probably supposed to be Scorpion.
Scroprian.
I had to get that checked with the
Scroprian.
doctor recently.
That's great. That's the most glorious typo I think we found. One little critique: pictured is not the hazmat suit.
I was about to say, that doesn't look at all like a hazmat suit.
No,
Unless I was really misremembering.
What is it
No.
then? I mean,
That
the
is-
picture.
that's the outfit that the
Lobotomites wear, right?
lobotomites. Yeah, the lobotomites wear.
Yeah.
This is the hazmat suit. Putting it up in chat. I'm probably gonna put it on screen too.
Okay.
Totally different looking.
That's a
Yeah.
ghost person.
Yeah, it's the ghost person outfit. Yeah, it's the ghost person outfit that you see in Dead Money, but you can get it in Old World Blues. But the permanent green filter, like you can't turn off the night vision when you have the helmet on, so like everything will be green all the time, and it's not great.
Yeah.
It's like a permanent cat eye but green, which nobody really likes. I don't think.
I
but-
also want to take a slight bit of issue at 11 damage threshold at a lightweight 18 units. Because I feel like that's not really still on the lightweight part.
I think they're referring to it as light armor. That might be.
Maybe, but saying lightweight is wrong, I feel. That's actually quite heavy.
Yeah.
For light armor that only gives 11. Like, if it weighs more than it's giving, I'm going to say that's...
Let's see if they're factoring in like what the previous entry had. It's called the Explorer's Gear.
Yeah. And that only weighed 3 pounds. And had an 8 damage threshold. So for an extra 3 damage threshold,
Yeah.
you've got 15 weight. I mean, I get that there's the poison resistance, which is useful situationally, but... yeah, if anything, I'd switch these two. Especially how late game this armor is.
The weight's not 18 either. It's a total of 20 if you include the helmet.
I'm guessing just the hazmat suit itself is 18.
It's 18, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about then.
But they said suit and cowl in the numbers, so that they are including both.
Yeah. What's the damage threshold for the hazmat suit?
The suit is 11.
Okay, and
The helmet is 2.
Okay, so it'd actually be 13 for 20.
13 total, yeah.
Which is slightly better than the thing they've listed here overall.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's okay. But my main gripe is the screenshot is not representative of what he's talking about.
Yeah. hopefully the next one will be correct. So why don't you take it away, Caedo?
Okay. The NCR salvaged power armor. Despite its name suggesting it is a suit of salvaged T-51B, or T-45. T-45B, that's wrong. T... Is that wrong? What? Hold on, my brain is having issues with this.
I mean, no.
T-45.
I have to Google this.
I
T-45 is the
do
one
too.
that looks like T-60. It's like identical but worse. And this one is a T-45 suit, right? Yeah, it is.
T-45D? No. I have to look it up. Sorry.
It does say T-45D in the
T-45D.
wiki page for it.
Why is my brain getting mad about
I mean,
it?
T-51B is a variant, and T-45D is another variant. So they have mixed up the two in the article.
So they mixed them up, and also, it's T-45 dash the letter, isn't it?
I don't think so. No, it's T-45D.
T-40. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. This is such like a
I'm
small
sorry.
little thing.
It hurt me. It hurts. It hurts me, precious.
It's not even the first sentence done. Come on.
I'm sorry. That would start over. Despite its name suggesting it is a suit of salvaged T-45B power armor. So wrong. The NCR salvage power armor is actually a heavy armor set that does not require power armor training. With a DT rating of 24 with the full set, this armor can take a serious amount of punishment in early to mid-game. It does disguise players as NCR member and reduces their agility by 2, however, so be careful when near Legion encampments. This armor can be found on NCR soldiers in Hoover Dam and Camp McCarran. If players can get this armor early, it's a solid set to use.
Also weighs 45, which is
That's
real
power
heavy.
armor. Yeah.
It's like the worst power armor, I want to say.
Oh yeah, it's got the negatives with no positives. So
Yeah.
T-45.
Well, just salvaged, so.
Yeah.
In the picture, it looks like a child is wearing it. Just saying.
It does. It's because it doesn't have like the frame along with it, so it just looks like a little,
Yeah.
little dude with a whole bunch of armor plating.
I feel like this is the point as well where we probably need to acknowledge unique has been ignored.
Yes.
Because these are the best unique armor items and locations.
Yeah, you're right, Sarge. I
And-
can't believe you're the one to point that out.
Like the Explorer's gear, I'm pretty sure that's unique.
That is unique. Otherwise, I
Hazmat
wouldn't have
suit
been in
and
my
cowl,
guide.
I was like, I'm not sure about that. I didn't think
That
it was
one,
unique.
that
but...
one is. That one is
Okay.
because you can't get it off the ghost people. You can only get it
Alright.
from the one spot in Old
That's
World
what's
Blues.
going on then. It
Yeah, yeah.
shows up multiple times, but there's only one
Yes.
acquirable one, so that's
Yep.
fine. But yeah, this one, there's
NCR
plenty
salvage
of
armor is
NCR.
not.
It's just
Yeah.
heavy troopers that wear it, and I feel
Yeah.
like they even respawn as well.
Yeah. And how are you going to get it? Either make really good friends with them or kill one of them for it. Because you probably won't find it sitting around in anywhere besides the safe house, the NCR safe house.
I'll actually Google it. For 188 trading posts, Camp Forlorn Hope, Camp McCarran, Hoover Dam, NCR Ranger Safe House, and Long 15. Yeah, all of them besides the safe house, it's being worn by people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Long 15 is apparently the only place where the troopers actually respawn.
And they said, I mean, it's still, I guess it's still technically early game, but it's saying at level 16 is when the soldiers show up wearing it. I don't know. That doesn't feel.
No,
that
I feel
feels
like they're just there in the specific places no matter what, right?
Well, in the wiki, it is saying NCR heavy troopers will wear this
level
armor
16.
beginning at level 16. So you
Oh,
have
that's
to,
at the trading post in Camp Forlorn Hope.
yeah, you have to meet that threshold for some of the locations for them to show
Yeah,
up.
but
similar
other places, like Camp McCarran and Hoover Dam, two places you're definitely going to end up, they are just there at, like, story points, essentially.
Yeah, but then that tells you that you still have to progress through the story too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little bit of caveats to it, I think, besides just saying early game. I guess if you want to like block some bullets, this is a good way to do it, even if it's not unique. And this is our
Don't worry,
first example of not, thank you for pointing
Yeah.
that out, Sarge.
I'm sure the next one will be incredibly unique.
Oh, yeah. Jared?
Just like me, extremely unique. Number 12, the T-45D power armor.
Wow, whoa.
Just make sure I get all the dashes in the right place and the letters in the right place, or Caedo's gonna lose it.
I'm a loser.
Despite the T-45D power armor being the weakest power armor in New Vegas, it is still power armor. Anyone that equips this beast of an armor will gain 27 DT plus 2 strength, 13% increased radiation resistance, and a -2 reduction to agility. The agility penalty might make these undesirable for most weapon builds. Weapon builds? This is armor? I guess it kind of all factors together.
It's a strange phrase to use.
Yes.
I felt the spit from that one.
Amazingly, there wasn't any.
Okay.
It feels like there should be, but no. Just for tongue didn't somersault was all.
Sounds like you gotta drink more water, Sarge.
Stay hydrated, folks.
Hydrate, my friend.
In real life and the wasteland. The agility penalty
Yeah.
might make these undesirable for most weapon builds, but the T-45D's increased strength makes this an incredible set for melee builds. Players can find this power armor on certain vendors and the Hidden Valley bunker.
Ooh.
It's where you also get ranch.
Yeah.
Hidden Valley.
Hidden Valley Ranch.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I
want
got
some-
the joke.
Okay.
I want some carrots and ranch.
Anyways.
I'll
Anyway.
use some ranch.
It was weird to point out the agility penalty thing, but I think they're just applying it to like weapon skill reduction if you're using ballistic
Got it.
weapons, right? Because I think it's agility applies to guns.
It all counts.
In what way? Because isn't perception like accuracy, and strength is like the modifier for willed ability?
I'm talking about like just derived into skill points. So Fallout New Vegas agility.
Yeah, it's action points. I mean, draw and holster speed and reload speed. Oh, it does affect the gun's skill.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I think that's the direction they were taking
Okay.
Yes.
on that sentence. I don't know. It's weird. It is a weird
Yeah.
this detail. Okay.
Is this unique?
The armor that's found on certain vendors and another place.
Yes.
I mean, everyone knows you find the unique items at just some vendors. We won't even
Yeah.
list which ones.
People manufacture and sell multiple sets of this unique gear.
You mean Jim Bob's
obviously.
Power Armor Emporium was lying to me when they said that armor was unique?
Dang
Gosh
it,
darn
Jim
it.
Bob. How long do you have for your refund policy?
What?
I'm
I ain't Jim Bob. Don't ask me.
I'm gonna leave that whole pause in there.
Please do. I want everyone to feel the awkwardness and confusion that I just felt.
Well, it's not unique. It's the worst of the actual power armor training power armors. I feel like they didn't need to update this to add on 5 extra armor choices, seeing as all the ones we've had so far aren't particularly good.
Yeah, but we don't know which ones were added on either.
We don't, to be fair. But you could have made a 10 list of just 10 really good armor sets that are actually unique. Because New Vegas does uniques well. It's one of the things I praise it on. And
Yes,
yet they're
same.
not going with uniques, and they're also going with armor, which I would never really go out of my way to focus on getting.
Well, the next one is.
Hey!
I think it's your turn, Sarge.
Yeah, so this is Blackjack Courier Duster.
Yeah.
The Lonesome Road DLC is one of the most interesting pieces of content added to New Vegas, adding a new character teased in every DLC beforehand that judges the player character's actions.
Whoa.
I read that right.
Yeah.
I want to make that clear. At the end of the DLC, Ulysses will leave his duster behind that the player can use. The stats on this duster depend on what faction the player is most positively aligned with that playthrough. I didn't read that right, I want to make that clear. The best version, arguably, is the Blackjack variant, which can only be obtained if all 3 major factions are neutral or against the player. This version grants +1 luck, 30% poison resistance, and has a great 13 DT stat for only 3 weight. Not only is the DT to weight threshold incredible, but the extra bonuses it provides allows the user to crit more and be a little better at everything.
Wow.
This seems like a good entry.
Yeah.
I like
Except
me
for
a
the
good
characters'
duster.
characters.
Yeah. The characters is a bit off, but otherwise, I'm not aware of any flaws. Caedo, you're the expert. What have they got wrong?
Don't. You called me an expert.
I mean, out of the 3 of us, I'm afraid you are the New Vegas expert, I think.
Yeah. Blackjack is not the one I would pick, because I'm looking at the table here.
I mean, it feels like the hardest one to get.
Because that's the yes man one. So applying a point to all, how do they phrase it?
Characters,
Not incredible.
characters.
Extra bonuses it provides the user to crit more and be a little better at everything.
Yeah.
I think 1 luck still translates to 1%, right?
1% of what?
Crit.
Okay, maybe.
Dang
Could
it.
well be.
Ah.
You're the expert here, buddy.
No, I'm not though.
I mean, you are.
Stop calling me the expert. I'm not an expert.
Your whole
Jared and I both are
channel,
aware that New Vegas is a game.
your whole channel is revolved around being an expert on these games. Don't ruin this in my head, man.
Caedo has linked us to the different variants you get. You get Blackjack, Fighting Chance for Great Bear, and On-World Justice, which is Yes Man sees the Legion, NCR, and House.
Yep.
And I quite like the NCR one, probably because the NCR's the faction I'd go with, but it's extra endurance and carry weight, which are useful just throughout.
Throughout the whole thing, yeah. Whereas I also like the Caesar's Legion one, which is +1 strength and +15 action points. And action points are, finite in the maximum amount you can get. So
Yeah.
I like using VATs and meleeing things, so that's the one I choose. The Blackjack is like an all-rounder, so if you do side with Yes Man, like that's probably what you're going to get no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just like poison resistance doesn't really matter very much.
You can just make snakebite tourniquets.
Yeah. There's
That's the
so
way to
many
solve poison in the game.
there's so many weird
Instantly.
there's so many ways to deal with poison.
Yeah. I feel like early game poison's a huge deal,
Yeah.
but you need to beat one of the arguably toughest DLCs to get this. So it's not an early game thing.
The last of the DLCs, if we're going
Yeah.
like chronologically. So
And if you're trying to do like a narrative playthrough, it's going to be the final thing you probably do in the entire playthrough.
yep. Yeah. So
Yeah, I think we should probably move on to the next one. But
Yeah.
first, I want to just quickly say that I've got a related article, which is 7 reasons the Outer World is better than Fallout New Vegas.
Ooh.
And 7
Ooh.
reasons why New Vegas is better. They really didn't want to take a stance on it.
They were just too scared.
Yep.
Can you please put that in the possible topics thing?
I will do.
Oh, we got a possible topics. I just reset the whole list if you didn't notice, because
You
like we
did.
just had
I miss all my topics, which were brilliant and would have
I
been the
know.
best episode ever.
you're an anonymous blobfish.
Alright, who's reading out this next one?
I think it's me.
I do
think it's me.
believe so.
T51B power armor is number 10.
You forgot the dash.
T-51B
Thank you.
power armor. This one's the proper term. Is great. Armor set is a great armor set for players that learn how to wear power armor. Obtained from Hidden Valley or the Deathclaw Promontory east of the Colorado River, this armor provides an incredible 31 DT with the helmet and armor equipped. This armor also grants its wielder +1 strength, 33% increased radiation resistance, and +1 charisma, with no negative stats tied to the armor. This is an objectively better armor set than the T45D power armor, excluding certain melee builds. Why excluding certain melee builds?
Because it's +1 strength as opposed to +2 strength.
Oh.
So you lose a point of strength, gain basically 2 agility and a charisma, because you're not getting the agility debuff. That's actually a sensible thing for them to put. Like, the excluding certain melee builds. Props there.
It is.
T51B is also good. T-51B.
Yes.
Is also good.
Almost lost it.
Almost. I think we've now got to the point in the list where I'm like, yeah, this is solid kind of armor. We've once again lost the unique tag.
We have
multiple sets of them.
For a couple of them, actually. So
yeah, I think we've had less uniques than uniques. We have. It's been 3 uniques. 1, 2, and 3 non-uniques. We're even right now.
Okay,
Let's see how it goes.
Good. All right, Jared, number 9.
Number 9, combat armor, reinforced Mark II.
Ooh.
The combat armor and helmet are 2 iconic armor pieces in the Fallout universe, existing since the original installment and nearly all subsequent games. This medium set of armor provides a great amount of protection while offering limited penalties to mobility. This particular variant grants 20 DT for the armor and 5 for the helmet, making this set rival some lower tier power armor sets. It is also highly durable, although that is at a cost of a high weight limit of 25. Players can find this set of gear randomly on vendors and high level mercenaries.
I wonder if this one's unique. I also quickly want to just ask, it says nearly all subsequent games we have combat armor in.
Yes.
What games did we not get combat armor in?
I would have to check back, but I can't confirm Brotherhood of Steel or Tactics right now.
Okay, those are the only 2 I wasn't sure of as well.
Yeah,
because all the others I'm like, no, there's definitely combat armor in them, so it might be them.
Yeah, okay. 1 and 2 have combat armor. 3 has combat armor.
Yep.
4,
yep.
Definitely because of the gunners.
Yeah, and 76 is the same stuff as 4 pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously New Vegas, we've got the example here. Even Shelter has combat armor. I remember that. So yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good armor. I like combat armor in New Vegas. It's if I want to go for something a bit heavier, I typically pick it up because it's just nice and simple.
But vendors,
there's not really much to say. Yeah, it's super not unique. It's very common, if anything. Like, I suppose very common's unfair. I think it's in the uncommon category, I suppose. But that's a mile away from unique.
I'm looking up one of my videos really quick.
Oh, what a narcissist, man. I can't believe you're just...
I know. I just want to watch my own content now because mine is
like
obviously better. It's superior.
Subscribe to yourself, why don't you?
Let me click subscribe. No, I'm checking if the talking point that he used here is just word for word what I said.
Ooh.
Because this particular advance grants 20 DT for the armor and 5 for the helmet, making the set rival some lower tier power armor sets. I want to see if I mention power armor sets in this entry.
Oh, I think we're getting to a secret thing. The alternative motives.
I said specifically that this provides more DT than the salvage power armor. So it's not word for word. I just wanted to check because it sounded familiar.
Alright.
Sorry for holding up the whole list with my list.
Burger's lucky. He almost had a Caedo on him.
The lucky fella. Ooh, there we go.
He was about to be
armor
flame broiled.
Because he's a burger. I get it.
Yes.
Number 8. Sarge, armor of the 87th tribe.
Yep. Towards the end of the Lonesome Road DLC, players will need to decide which area of the Mojave to destroy. Should the player choose to release nukes at all...
Spoilers! So many spoilers! Oh my god!
Should the player choose to release nukes at all? If a player decide to nuke Caesar's Legion, they can find a new location named Dry Wells. This area contains a tough foe named Gaius Magnus, a legionnaire wearing the armour of the 87th tribe. This armour provides a massive 22 DT, plus 10 AP, 3% increased critical chance, and increases charisma by 1. While it is locked rather far into the game, this heavy set of armour is easily one of the best late game armour sets players can get their hands on.
Yeah.
I think this ticks the boxes, but it's also bringing up the problem for me of, like, New Vegas is a game that is just over at the end. I feel like by the time you've got this, you're just doing Hoover Dam.
Yeah, pretty much.
Unless you're specifically playing through to do Lonesome Road early, it's the only way you're going to get it otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Which is honestly a bigger problem I have with New Vegas.
I mean, I still like, as a min-maxer person, I do like doing Lonesome Road early because you reset it when you get the Caesar token.
Yeah.
By going to the tops after Lonesome Road. So, I don't know. That's just how I play, though. Like, it's I doubt everybody plays how I do.
Yeah.
So
it'd be weird if we were all playing the game the exact same way.
It would be.
Would also make all these lists very identical.
It would. Yes, it would.
I've seen the ulterior thing. I scroll down. It's there. It's there. We're moving on. I've forgotten who's next. I got excited.
I'm next.
I did a lot. Caedo. Caedo.
I didn't plan who was next, though, so this is great.
Sure you didn't.
Yeah. Number 7, Sierra Madre armor reinforced. With an image taken from my video and credited, fortunately, right underneath it.
Nice.
With a link. Image from Caedo Genesis.
Oh.
How poetic.
I didn't even know they spelled your name wrong.
It's so great.
That is amazing.
Anyway, entry goes, no light armor in Fallout New Vegas is as strong as the Sierra Madre armor reinforced model from the Dead Money DLC, featuring 23 DT with the helmet and body armor combined. This armor has as much damage mitigation as heavy armor sets. This armor can be found throughout the Sierra Madre. Not really. Players can find a few of these in the Sierra Madre vault at the end of the DLC, though players can obtain one earlier by unlocking a door in the executive suite of the casino. There's like 2, I think, 2 sets or something like that. Because the regular Sierra Madre armor is all over the place, but the reinforced set is like a lot more rare. But that's more splitting hairs stuff. There's my ulterior thing. You caught it immediately, so.
I mean, it's literally got your name listed there. How was I going to miss it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's got your name listed once, and then Caedo Genesis listed as well.
Yeah. But, yeah, I said rare, though. The armor is not unique.
Nope.
The Sierra Madre armor reinforced is not unique. So they are still flip-flopping between unique and non-unique sets.
I mean, we've had 4 unique so far.
Really? Out of
more than half the list.
More than half the list. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Jared, would you like to do number 6?
Yes. Number 6, Scorched Sierra Power Armor. Oh, more power armor. This NCR power armor can be found if players decide to destroy the NCR encampment at the end of Lonesome Road to unlock the long 15. A corpse in that area is wearing this armor. A lot of good it did him. The armor itself requires power armor training before it can be used, unlike the NCR salvaged power armor. To compensate, it offers no negative stats to agility, as most power armors do, instead granting +1 strength, 25% fire resistance, and a massive 2 HP regeneration per second. This is one of the strongest health regeneration effects in the game, rivaling what some food consumables offer.
Yeah, too bad it's end of the game.
Eat this power armor, it's better than food.
That's
what I got out of that.
I really like this power armor, but I've already beat the game by the time I'd get it.
Yep. It looks cool too. It's really too bad that it's not included in the screenshot.
Say, is it a chain link fence?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the bit of highway that's still standing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The shot we've got is just like the entrance to the long 15, right? I think it's the entrance
I'll
to
put
Belong
some of
15.
the, because the wiki is so great. I will be putting some of these on screen just so people can like understand what we're talking about. I'm gonna put a little extra effort in the editing
Ooh.
for you
Hey.
listeners, okay?
You better be liking this
You
podcast.
better hit that like button, please. Not that I
That
can
is
do
a
anything
really
about
cool
it if you
looking
don't.
set as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Man, I mean, this list is showing to me, like, one of my biggest complaints about New Vegas is there's so much cool stuff, but by the time you get it, you're pretty much done with the
At
game.
the end, yeah.
Yeah, there's not, like, a proper end game or post-end game New Vegas.
And like even in the vanilla game, like some of the stuff that Leg Atlantis has, like you
Yeah.
you can do nothing with it because you're right at the end of the game.
Yep.
And like the blade that he has as well as the helmet are both and his armor are all unique items. So yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
I think Oliver has some stuff that's unique too, but not as cool.
Man, it sounds like New Vegas is a terrible game.
Yep.
Alright, number 5, Ganon Family Tester Armor. Power Armor is an iconic symbol in Fallout, granting an amazing amount of protection, but requiring specific training and maintenance to use. While those are all great, it also weighs a metric ton. The Ganon Family Tester Armor, acquired through completing Arcade's questline and telling him to stay, is classified as medium armor, but provides the benefits of power armor. It has an immense 26 damage threshold, while only weighing 35 weight, making it the lightest power armor in the entire game. It also grants a plus 10 bonus to energy weapons, as well as a 20% radiation resistance bonus, allowing players to stand in radioactive waste for a longer period of time before dying.
That's weird that they waited for that last sentence on the 4th power armor variant. I don't know. Weird choice to me. It's like they needed to fill up the the paragraph.
Yeah, they definitely didn't have a lot to say about this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good armor by the sounds of it.
It's
I don't
really
think I've ever bothered getting it. And at this point, I think we're all clear that the ulterior motive is they've clearly watched your video and you're going through this list trying to see what stuff they picked directly from your
They
video.
watched my video specifically and referenced it once, but I'm sure that a lot of this is just based on what I did. I just can't prove the rest of it. But yeah, that was my motive. I had this listed in the last like mess of links that we had for possibles. And I we just never got to it at some point. Like I didn't find an opening until recently, so I just thought this was fun. So on to number 4. It's me, right? Yes. Joshua Graham's armor. Joshua Graham is one of the coolest characters in all of Fallout, being lit on fire and thrown down the Hoover Dam, but surviving the catastrophe. That makes it sound like something that affects the world too. His body is covered in bandages and padded armor as a result. Players who complete the Honest Hearts DLC will be able to find and equip this in a footlocker next to the entrance of Zion. Find and be able to equip this in a...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's somewhat clunky, but you did say it right.
Equip this in a footlocker. Don't wear it.
Yeah, you get inside of a footlocker to put the clothing on.
So cool. It's like a magic trick.
The armor provides an amazing DT to weight ratio of 15 to 8. Interesting. Making it one of the better armor sets in the game. Furthermore, it grants an additive 3% chance to critically hit with an attack, or granting an equivalent of 3 luck to a character. Nope. That's not what that means. Almost every character can benefit from these amazing bonuses while also wearing this character's cool looking armor. That last bit's accurate. Really like weird word choice and describing in this one.
It's kind of easy to misinterpret. Because I get what they're saying by the equivalent to free luck.
Yeah.
Is
But
they're
you're
trying to
also
talk how... Yeah.
To get that 3%, it's obviously equivalent to 3 luck, but also you have to get into a footlocker and then equip the armor while you're in the footlocker to get the bonus.
Yeah.
So
And you have to have picked the small frame perk for that, which is something they don't mention.
Which I pick the majority of the time, so I'm good. But I don't know about.
But
other
I don't. I
players.
pick the really big frame, can't fit inside doors without going sideways perk.
Bigger than Foot Locker train.
Yes.
Yeah, but hey, it's a unique set. That's true. The unique armor for Joshua Graham.
I think we're going to end up with slightly over half of these being unique, you know.
Whoa!
Yep.
I don't believe it.
Well, on to the next one, which is unique, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Maybe?
Yep. It's annoyingly unique, even. Jared?
Is it my turn?
I think it's you, yeah.
Number 3, Stealth Suit Mark II. Those who loved using the Chinese stealth armor in Fallout 3 or New Vegas will love what the Stealth Suit Mark II does. Only available in Old World Blues, this armor provides a plethora of benefits. To obtain this stealth armor, players need to be found in the X-13 research facility. Then it needs to be calibrated by running various stealth runs in the facility. The benefits it grants are astounding, providing 14 DT as a medium armor set while also enhancing a player's sneak, perception, agility, and movement speed while crouching. The suit also administers medics and stimpaks automatically while joking with the player, making this armor rather hard to beat. What does that mean? Automatically while joking with the player? I don't remember.
There should have been a comma after automatically. The suit also administers medics and stimpaks automatically while joking with the player, making this armor rather hard to beat. It does the medics and stimpaks automatically, and it tells jokes sometimes.
Okay, see, that's the part I was missing because I don't remember. I was like,
And
it must be like an AI.
It tells you when your
something.
Pip-Boy light's on.
Yeah.
Also has attachment issues because it's an Old World Blues item.
Yeah, also I'm pretty sure the picture they're using is like a modded playthrough sort of
That's
thing.
definitely modded.
Yeah, that headpiece is not part of the stealth suit,
So
but it's
it's-
not what
No.
it looks like.
So it's better? It's fixed?
Oh yeah, sorry, they fixed it by
They fixed it with mods. Sorry.
adding a hood which
Thank you.
turns your character bald potentially, and the little
Awesome.
eyepiece from I want to say the original Gothic game.
I think they're just using Christine as the model.
Potentially.
Feels like it.
I mean, I can't see scars on her, but the image isn't huge.
You can
Yeah.
click on it. It makes it bigger.
Whoa.
Hacks. Okay, yes, but
Got him.
wait, yes, that's a scar. I think that's a scar.
It might be like in the forehead
Yeah,
area.
that,
Yeah,
that
there's a
looks more scar-like.
There's a scar across her forehead.
Yeah, but it's Christine then, so it doesn't make you bald. But this isn't also the character wearing it.
Yes.
I quite like the Stealth Suit Mark II. It's very good. It does take a lot of work to get because you have to run through the stealth thing over and over again.
Yeah.
But for
I
stealth-based
kind of-
characters, it's the best.
I kind of liked that it would level up in that way. Like I kind of like those kinds of systems where you can improve your gear. I don't like the voice that it has. Like at all. It gets annoying really fast. But also I think I understand why they did it up to this point. Like I didn't really think about it. It has a quote plethora of effects on it, which are great, but it is also medium armor, and medium armor in Fallout New Vegas got kind of screwed on the perk sense, or on the perk side.
Yeah.
But I think now, knowing about Arcade's armor too, I think medium was their catch-all for like, we shouldn't allow for perk bonuses because then it would be way overpowered.
Yeah.
Because
See that.
like the Stealth Suit Mark II does a lot of stuff, including the crouch speed thing, which is absurd. I can't remember if because Tunnel Runner apply only to light armor, so you can only have like Tunnel Runner or the Stealth Suit Mark II bonus. You can't have both, I don't think.
That sounds right.
Can't believe I remembered the perk name offhand.
You are the professional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
25%. Jesus. 25% increased moving speed while sneaking in light or no armor. Yeah. So you can only have one or the other. So if it allowed for both and you had Tunnel Runner, you you would be running at a 50% speed bonus or something like that, which is dumb. You would crouch run faster than normal run.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's like having your athletics at 100 in Morrowind, right, Sarge?
Yeah, I get that reference.
Yeah. Because you played through Morrowind all the way, obviously. I
did.
I remember.
Twice,
did
maybe
all-
3 times.
all the-
Yeah, 3 times actually. Don't say it in a sarcastic way. I've actually done it. I did my time. Alright. Penultimate entry on the list is Remnant's Power Armor. There isn't much to say about the Remnant's Power Armor. It's the best power armor in the entire game, granting 36 total damage threshold when equipped. This armor also provides +1 strength, +20 radiation resistance, and -1 charisma. To obtain this armor, players will need to either kill Orion Moreno at the Remnant's bunker as part of Arcade's quest, or finding it at Deathclaw Promontory and Silver Peak Mine, guarded by some of the toughest enemies in the game. The set is worth it though, provided players have the equipment to keep this low HP set repaired. Once obtained, prepare to absorb every attack in the game with ease. I don't like how long one of those sentences was.
Why do I have the feeling that
Remnant.
this isn't super great armor? Or unique armor?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's unique.
Is it?
It seems alright. Remnants? Is there Remnants? I mean, well, no, actually it's not unique.
It's not
Because
unique.
there's 2 ways to get it, isn't
There's-
there? I literally
there's-
read that.
2 ways to get it, so it's extremely rare.
Yeah.
And both ways to get it are challenging and difficult. Because if you're not like making friends with Arcade's Remnant pals, you have to go to Deathclaw Promontory to get the armor, and then you have to go to one of the
Silver Peak Mine?
Silver Peak Mine. Yeah, the Khazor infested Silver Peak Mine to get the helmet. Which are completely opposite sides of the map. So, and both have like the most deadly creatures in them.
Yeah.
In those areas,
It
so.
seems like a lot of work for armor, which I guess is better than some of the other stuff.
Yeah,
we've
which you would
seen,
probably
but-
want to wear when you're going to get it too.
Yeah.
So,
It's like you're going to need to get armor that's almost as good to really go and get it first.
or be really, really clever with like the ICS 186 or something.
Yeah, but no. I'm glad to see the final armor set is a popular one.
Yeah, which I didn't scroll all the way down to like check what the last one was going to be. So
But we all knew what it would be, right?
I
Come
I
on.
didn't because there's a lot of variants of the Ranger,
Oh, okay.
the veteran Ranger armor. Anyway, is it me? It's
Yes.
me, right? Okay, number one, the ultimate, not the penultimate, the ultimate is the Elite Riot Gear. How can a set of medium armor outclass the best suit of power armor in Fallout New Vegas? The sheer amount of stats and great damage threshold take this above the Remnant set. The Elite Riot Gear is found in the Lonesome Road DLC at the Municipal Building at 3rd Street. At the top of the building, players can find a dead NCR Ranger with this epic armor equipped. It offers 22 damage threshold on the armor and 6 on the helmet. When both are worn, the armor provides 5 additive critical chance, plus 10% to the gun skill, plus 1
Plus
charisma,
10 to the gun skill.
plus 10 to the gun skill, my bad. Plus 1 charisma, plus 5 speech, plus 2 perception. Better vision at night while crouching, and grants a red tinted form of the night vision when indoors while sneaking. This set has so many bonuses and perks tied to it, it's hard to argue that it isn't the best set in New Vegas. Yeah?
The end.
It's
What a finish.
really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to have some kind of Ranger set as the final one. Because everyone loves how the Ranger set's all pretty. So that's why I was expecting some Ranger set as the last on the list.
So, thinking about it now, too,
Oh no.
I think the gamer list was not only using me as a resource, which is flattering, but also changing the entries around to what they thought were the best armor sets and why. Because mine was an objective damage threshold, like, is the main thing.
Yeah.
So Elite Riot Gear on my list was number 3. Because the T-51B was above that, and obviously the Remnant's power armor was at the top. So mine was pretty straightforward in the DT department, whereas the Elite Riot Gear, yeah, it is hard to argue because it does so many friggin' things. And also a helmet that has 6 DT is dumb. That is absurd. You could run around with just the helmet in some parts of the game and be fine, especially like early game. It's just so funny.
I mean, who doesn't want to look like Ant-Man when running around in
Yeah.
Fallout?
You darn right. Because and this how it looks too. This variant of the Ranger Veteran gear just looks really, really cool too, because it's got like extra plating on the shoulders and stuff like that. Yeah, just generally awesome. It's an okay list.
Yeah,
it's not awful. There's some little actualies during this list, but thank you, Charles Berger, for making this. And also I think I was the only person credited for anything here.
Yeah.
Too. Which was even more flattering, I guess.
Do you think they watch us or listen to this podcast?
I mean, this is an old list.
This is an old list. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see the date.
Like, the update was October 2020.
Oh, okay. Well, there was PIPCAST in 2020, right?
Yeah. But we can hone in on when exactly my video that they have a screenshot of came out on March 21st, 2020. So
yeah,
this may have been updated a few months later, or my video entry was added in the edit. We still don't know because they don't share like what is edited. So
yeah, they don't give you like the original release date, which is kind of a shame.
That was a countdown that gets watched a lot. Yay.
Yeah, it's got over 1 million views.
Yay. Woo. It's 3 years old. And it's grown up.
Yep.
It's grown up big and strong. Just gotta make lists.
Everyone loves lists.
Just gotta make lists.
Yay. They're so creatively fulfilling.
Everyone knows Let's Play videos are the big thing to do, right? They get the most success, right?
They're easy to make.
They are easy to make. That's the only thing I will really agree with, probably, because man, my current. Let's just get into the what are we playing / doing thing. Thank you for the gamer article. Thank you, fellas, for indulging me in this adventure of. Aha, Caedo, he's there, or Caedo in this case.
Yeah.
Let's get into what we're playing and doing.
Yeah, and I figure I should start because I've not only been doing Let's Play style content, I also made a video called I Don't Like the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah!
And obviously everyone was super happy with that video and there was no negative feedback.
Yeah, that describes me.
Yeah. Surprisingly though, a lot of people were like, yeah, I agree with this. Like, I've just clicked on the comments and Dan DeRopa, gonna call you out, says, didn't expect myself to 100% agree with this from the title, lol, but yeah, this is pretty much exactly how I feel about it. Because I talked about how I've tried to get into a lot of the Elder Scrolls games, but Skyrim is the only one where I can really say I'm a fan of it and I like the game overall. Like, there's positive stuff in all the games, but most of them just aren't for me. And there were a lot of people who watched this video of me, like, going through my thoughts on the whole franchise and why I'm not, like, a full Elder Scrolls fan, but am a Skyrim fan, and were like, you know what? I 100% agree, I get where you're coming from, and it was great to see. There were a few people who obviously got angry. I got an unsubscribed comment, which are always fun to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. They even called me a fake fan, I think, when I replied to them, which was nice. It's, yeah, one of those ones. But it was quite nice to see that video. First off, it did very well. I was expecting it to get a decent number of views, but yeah, people really picked up on it and enjoyed it, which was surprising. So yeah, that was a fun little thing. And I want to do more like light video essay style things. And now that I'm on my channel page, How to Find the Real Sheep Scotch is my most viewed video this week, or in the past few days for some reason. Everyone started watching it since yesterday.
There's got to be something 76 related, like challenge related or something.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
because it suddenly popped up.
The new season did just start, so I bet that has something to do with it.
Yep, it's the views on the last 7 days are more than 999% more than the previous 7 days.
Yeah, because my when the Nuka-Cola on tour thing was happening, like my Nuka-Cola guide was getting a lot of extra views.
That makes sense. Yeah. But as well as making content, which I've been doing a lot of recently, I've played a couple of games for fun. I tried out Mass Effect and Apex Legends.
Ooh.
And we're going to play a game here. One of them I've stuck with, one of them I've rage quit from. Which one's which?
Oh, that's hard.
I'm going to say you stuck with Mass Effect.
You're both saying I stuck with Mass Effect. Okay, yes. Well, you've both either won or lost. You've lost!
Oh.
I'm sorry, the $1 million prize does not go to either of you.
You rage quit Mass Effect?
How do you rage quit Mass Effect? This I gotta hear.
Quietly, to be honest. Like, here's the thing. I don't think the Mass Effect games are bad. I'm just very bad at third person.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I ran into so many walls. And the thing was, there was nothing keeping me in the game. Like, I didn't like any of the characters when meeting them. And none of the, like, upgrade sort of stuff I was interested in. The skill trees I didn't care about. The storylines I didn't care about. I was either neutral or negative on everything.
Wow.
And none of it by, like, a huge amount. But I was just like, this isn't for me. I just uninstalled the game.
Oh.
Because, yeah, I'd installed the Legendary Edition trilogy thing, and I was like, I'm going to play through this. I'm going to be like, I've played Mass Effect, this game that everyone loves. And I was just like, well, this clearly isn't for me. But Apex Legends, turns out it is.
Wow.
It's a Respawn first-person shooter battle royale, and I've been doing quite well in it, which surprised me. I originally decided to jump in and just give it a bit of a try, because I had a problem not that long ago where playing multiplayer competitive games, my heart rate would just shoot up tons and I'd get really stressed out and stuff, and I was like, I wonder if I can like power through that and use it as a way to control my heart rate a bit better. I almost played it for medical reasons.
Wow.
I was like, let's see if I can sort this out. And it worked. I now can be a lot more relaxed in it. I'm quite chill. My heart rate does go up sometimes when the adrenaline does get pumping from time to time, but generally I'm just like, this is fine. This is whatever. I don't need to stress about it. It's been very useful as just kind of a reminder that I shouldn't overstress about things that aren't actually important.
Wow.
So yeah, it's been very useful that way. And also, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
Because it is a game where you just go around and shoot people.
Yeah.
I've won quite a few matches as well, which was a surprise. I'm much better at it than I thought I would be. Like, I'm not great at it, but I think my KD is just under 1, which for a Battle Royale I'm very happy with. And for a game where I've had terrible luck with some teammates, including people who decided to jump off the ship and land on a place where you will just die, and other people who will abandon you immediately, and other people who will stick with you, your other teammate abandons you, and then the person who stick with you harasses you over DMs. It's gone quite well, despite all that.
Nice.
Yeah. Fun game. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad.
What you guys been up to?
Jared, you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not? I have been delving into Sons of the Forest with our mutual friend Crazy Eyed Eddie.
Yeah.
Having a blast with that game. It's just for an early access game. It's pretty darn well polished for the most part.
It's fun to watch you guys too.
We have a good time. It's really spooky sometimes when you're, you know, in a dark cave and then a creature that's made of fingers comes out of the darkness and tries to
Yeah.
shoot stuff at you that I can't say on this podcast.
Not like
I
you
hate
said it
when
in the
that
video.
But yeah, just really enjoying the heck out of that. We live streamed the first game and decided to just do recording for this one. It's just easier. in a lot of ways, it's easier, I guess. I've had to kind of decide whether I want to do a video every day for a year or do some videos and some live streaming, and I decided to do a video a day for the whole year as a commitment. So that kind of lends to being able to continue doing that without taking time out of the limited time that I have to actually record videos.
Right.
But yeah, we're having a good time with that. Been kind of getting Skyrim a little bit.
Oh, you're a Skyrim fan. You're a Skyrim YouTuber now, Jared. Yeah, we could all be Skyrim YouTubers.
I don't.
Only Skyrim.
Only Skyrim, the only Elder Scrolls game that's ever existed, according to some lame people.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe. No, I say I've been playing it, but here's the funny thing, guys. I like this last holiday season, I bought an ultra wide monitor. Guess what? Skyrim doesn't support 344 by whatever, so it looks really weird. It's kind of stretched out.
Is it stretchy?
A little bit. I've even tried to download some mods that fix that, and it doesn't quite do it.
You didn't fix your game?
Didn't fix my game, and it's a little...
Oh my god, this is like a first.
No, it's actually not, though. Anyone who knows anything about modding is like...
First on record.
80% of the time, they don't really deliver. You have to really weed through them. But, since I also got the 3090 Ti, so I was like, I want to get Skyrim back loaded up and seeing if I can get some really cool, like, heavy, intensive mods to really make this game look like something it shouldn't ever have been intended to look like. But I haven't really been delving as heavily into it as I have in the past. I think I've only got like 150 mods instead of like 400, so, you know.
Oh, only.
I know. I should just give up.
Yeah. Just uninstall.
Just uninstall it and
it's not enough.
Leave a bad review.
You didn't fix it enough.
And then other than that, I've just been kind of like, I get home from work and I edit a video and I don't really want to do much else. So I've been really just kind of Power Wash Simulator playing.
Yep.
There's so much more than the last time I played. Like I don't know if I should spoil it or not. I'll just say spoilers. That's what people do, right? There's like aliens and stuff going on. Like there's some weird stuff going on in this game. And I'm like, what the frick? This is just supposed to be about power washing things. And I'm like, oh, pretty sure this is a temple to like an elder god that I'm power washing now. Cool. Serious. Not even exaggerating. But it's, you know, if anyone knows anything about Power Wash Simulator, it's a very chill, satisfying kind of game, and I usually have like a YouTube video up on the side, and just kind of like when I'm done with my work after work, I just kind of chill out and space out with that lately. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
I watched a whole like hour and 20-minute stream from like the outside extra people because they were doing the Final Fantasy VII add-on stuff.
Yeah, I was
like, I was
doing that today.
Chill and nice, and man, it's just nice to like be around that vibe too. Especially, yeah. So is that all?
That's it for me, man.
Been doing? Okay, I didn't.
What you got?
I felt bad because I.
No.
I don't want to cut you off, bro.
How dare you?
I don't want to. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're good. What you doing?
One of the things I was doing was spending a lot of my Patreon money on new hardware. So thank you, those of you supporting me through Patreon and stuff like that. Finally dug into that account and spent money on an SM7B XLR microphone. Got cords for it because I hadn't worked with XLR at all. A lot of Googling and finding out what XLR is. I got a new Rode mic arm that actually has thumb screws that function, so I can actually position my mic, because like they broke so early on my other one, because I had the Yeti resting on it, which is like a 5+ pound microphone.
It's a biggin.
Where it just busted it, like so I finally have a new mic arm that holds the microphone where I want it to be. I also got an audio interface which I can micro adjust with, and also have like an instant monitor to my headphones. I haven't had that ever, and it's amazing, so I can hear myself talk. It's not muffled. And also I got a preamp, because if you don't have, like, I think it's like Phantom bourbon a lot, if it's called Phantom Power going through a microphone, if you need to have like extra stuff attached to it, right? If you have Phantom Power going through the preamp, that just amplifies the signal that's going through the microphone, from what I understand. So I don't have to have it cranked all the time for you guys to be able to hear me. So that's what the preamp was for. Otherwise I have to have the gain turned all the way up, because this is a microphone meant to get, the full dynamics of voice. So been fun learning about that stuff and audio and things, and hopefully it sounds better on everybody else's end too, not blown out like my other microphone, because it just decided to sound blown out for like months. So I went all in with this new hardware. So thank you again, patrons, for helping get that. For things I've been doing / playing, I played Phantom Brigade a little bit. That game hit its 1.0. It's the I guess it's a turn-based strategy kind of mech battle game. And the thing that got me interested was the timeline mechanic, where turns are calculated in 5-second increments. And then you make your strategy decisions, and then it all plays back for 5 seconds. So everything happens at once for that 5-second chunk, and then it stops again, and you make another turn.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, how it works is there's some sort of predictive MacGuffin that you have in the game that shows you what your enemies are going to do as well. So you can like scan across like 2 seconds into the timeline. You see, oh, this enemy is going to start taking shots at me, so I can like lift my shield, kind of thing, or like move behind cover while that is happening, and then pop back out when they stop firing and fire back. Novel idea. I like the timeline strategy system. The game has a problem with conveyance though. Like what research does what, how to modify the mechs in a way that counteracts certain types, archetypes even. Like it's really hard to tell like what weapons are effective and complement other like secondary stuff. Like there's some things sometimes I just wanted to be like, everybody should have a shield because it's like a block projectiles. But obviously that's not how the game's supposed to work, but it doesn't tell you again. So like, I don't know. It got to a point, and the open world combat map or battle map kind of thing, it seemed like in games like XCOM, like you have stuff and activities you can do on the battle map that yield you resources or something, like you stop somewhere and do something. There wasn't as much of that in Phantom Brigade, so it felt more just like waiting for a timer to be up, which I don't like. I don't like just sitting there waiting for a time bar. It's not a free-to-play game. So Phantom Brigade, the concept is cool for the combat, but it had some rough edges and lack of conveyance type and UI stuff too. But so that was it. It's okay, but I wanted more from it, so I think I stopped playing it for now, and instead caught up on some Marvel films because I haven't seen any of the I think it's called the Phase 4 stuff.
Phase 17 now, Caedo. Come on.
Dang it! I'm sorry. I gotta get Disney Plus. Disney. I saw Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, I saw Thor: Love and Thunder, and I saw Wakanda Forever, the Black Panther film.
Yeah.
They were all just movies to me. A lot of like character introduction-y kind of stuff. In the case of Multiverse of Madness, how Wanda was handled was unexpectedly brutal, which I kind of liked. But also, I didn't have the previous context from WandaVision at all because I haven't watched it. I've only seen trailers of that. So, but this is also right after I played Midnight Suns, which has to do with Wanda is part of the storyline in that game, and also Wundagore is a main location, the mountain that she goes to in the movie. Wundagore is a location in the game too that you go to for like the main antagonist in Midnight Suns. So like there's a lot of like crossover stuff where I'm just like I just want to experience the game again instead of watching this movie because like there's so much more to do and more like backstory context that you can go at your own pace. But as for the rest of them, like I enjoyed that Chadwick Boseman, is that his name?
Yep.
Who passed away was it seemed like he was extremely like respectably added to Wakanda Forever,
Yeah.
which is nice to see because like we saw in the newer like Star Wars trilogy, I forget which one, it's probably the first one where Leia is made like totally CG and stuff like that, and I'm just like,
Yeah, they didn't do any of that with the Marvel stuff.
I'm not a fan of that.
They
So,
were just like, he's dead, we're sad.
yeah, and making sure that you know that was established and not like generating new like CG stuff for him to be present or whatever. It's just like they had the funeral, it was closed casket and everything, and it was handled tastefully is what I wanted to throw out there. So I like that. I like that they did that. But I think that's pretty much all I did. I recorded a little bit. I was in a bit of a funk, which is why I was kind of watching Marvel movies a bunch and not doing anything else. But I recorded a bit more of the Fallout 3 special roulette playthrough. I remember the name of my own series. Don't at me. And it's still pretty dang fun. But I had to consult with Sarge when I was hitting a bit of a wall in Vault 87 right before I started doing the Vault 87 Raven Rock stuff, because I was not ready, like equipment wise, like durability wise on my gear and stuff like that, because the character build is bad. It's getting really bad, especially at level 16, where like the big broken steel enemies are starting to show up, or they're super spongy if you're playing very hard mode. So I had to find different ways to like mitigate that. And Sarge, I think it was you that suggested like getting the dart gun, which I did.
Yep.
And also the ghoul mask. I don't remember if you suggest that?
We discussed the
we
Mask.
discussed the ghoul mask. So I went and did the 10 penny tower stuff, and guess what I encountered twice before I got the ghoul mask?
Ghouls?
Ghoul reavers.
Ah.
Yeah. But so that was a funny bit of extra running around screaming. But after getting the ghoul mask, I don't have to worry about that side of things anymore during the playthrough, which is nice. I was kind of hoping I would get an RNG animal friend too, so I wouldn't have to deal with Yao Guai just randomly slapping me at the back and killing me. Even though I've been very good at it. Anyway, I'm rambling a little too much now. The B-roll on screen is probably from the playthrough, so watch the playthrough. It's fun, it's random, and it's chaotic, and it's keeping it interesting for me too, which is very important. So I don't just start dropping off. So I think that's all. You guys got final notes or messages or send outs?
Bye!
Characters.
Characters. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening and watching and all that stuff. Share your opinions on things that we talked about in the comments. That's what they are, the comments below. Thank you to my patrons who support this and keep it going, including Wasteland Legends, Sven, and Rose. Thank you so much. See you in 2 weeks on another PIPCAST 3000 every other Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific. Goodbye.